Labor Day. It is about 6 o'clock here, East Coast time. It's raining again. Um, Monday. I actually never do usually do a Monday show, but what the heck? I'll might as well do a video on basically what sold lately. Um, so, hey, Craig, what's up, buddy? How are you? Pac-Man, what's up? How are you? Gonna basically do a what sold video. A lot of times people are online and talking about reselling, and you kind of never see their sales. And just to have some clarity, I wanted to make a video on some of the latest things that we've sold lately. What's on the shirt? Iron Picks. So, Craig, are you doing anything? Do you want to drop in? I could send you a link if you want. Hold on. If you're not doing anything, you want to stop in, why don't you stop in and makes it a little easier if you're not doing anything. I mean, if you are doing something and you can't come, that's fine. But I started a couple minutes early here, and I did that on purpose just to get some people, coming into the. So and if you want to pull up some things you sold, if not, if you just want to kind of talk, that's fine. I'm logging into Facebook here to get the link. So give me a few minutes. It's the only thing I don't like about doing it by yourself sometimes is that if I'm not paying attention to the chat, it's always nice to have somebody else pay attention to the chat a little bit. So let me send you a link. If you already told me no, I can't see it. So give me a minute. All right. All right. So I just sent Craig Landshark Picker a link, and I'm hoping that he'll stop in and kind of join me for the conversation. So what's up, Hen? No. Doing homework with son. Almost done. All right, no problem. If you take your time, if you can't come in, basically, this is one of those shows. A little bit of it's September. The summer's over. I'm getting ready for the fourth quarter. Actually sold. I've been picking up on my knife sales. I sell case knives. I sell buck knives. I sell a brand of different knives. And what I wanted to do was do this to kind of show some of the my great finds for you. Hello. I wanted to show some of the stuff that I've been selling over the summer. I always want to, always try to be conscientious that people who are doing YouTube aren't selling online, and to kind of show some of the stuff that I'm hoping Craig will come in here. He's helping his son do homework. If anybody else wants to come in and kind of talk about, some of the stuff that they sold. Funny, hey, John Jones, how you doing? Funny, I just finished watching the Late Late Show 1 minute, and the stream starts right up. Yeah, this is just a spontaneous type stream. I don't think I'm going to be doing a Late Late Show this Saturday, I'll be honest. Was a little disappointed in the turnout that we had. I'm going to probably start doing it maybe only twice a month. I like the Thursday night live show that I do with Kimberly. Borderline Hoarderish, where we bring on a different guest every week, and we do interviews and we ask them what they do for being an entrepreneur and reselling. But I got a little criticism from Saturday's show, and part of that problem was part of the audience being cut in half. It was tough to kind of keep it going and keep the conversation going, and got a little criticism that basically I was told by somebody, and the person that told me is a friend, but yet it kind of passed the message that I'm a little uptight and boring. So I took it to heart that night, and I don't really think I'm either, but yet try to do a serious show and try to be lighthearted. But it is tough sometimes when you're doing these live streams, and doing it by yourself is even tough. But this is about just kind of update. This Thursday on Borderline Hoarders channel, we're going to be having Shane Rise and Grind Picker at 9 o'clock. Yeah, but you know what's Adam? Haters are gonna hate. I get that, but what's happening is too is, and I was just talking to Craig about this a little bit ago, that nobody should force anybody to be something they're not. Um, what's happening is I'm losing some people out to people wanting to watch, um, and I'm trying to be nice to say it. People having party and atmosphere and language and certain behaviors that I personally don't do. I don't care what other people do in their lives. I just don't do those. You know, I want to be. I want to be the type of guy that, you know, American Picker / David Letterman, that, you know, we can have fun, we can talk. You know, I'm the traveling picker per se, that I get out and meet people and stuff like that. But try to be very conscientious that when we're doing the show, that we're you know, we're talking, but honestly, we're not gonna do a 5-hour show. It's not gonna happen. You know, we're gonna keep it to an hour or two. But I think at times that we need, it's getting that interaction from the guest and getting that interaction from the conversation in the side that, you know, do what you enjoy. Oh, I enjoy it, but I also don't want to, I also am conscientious that I don't want to waste people's time. You know, this is my opinion now. People, let's say, get 2 to 4 hours a day of YouTube. And as more and more people do channels and do things, it's very, you know, if you're going to give up 2 or 4 hours, people have to choose what they're going to watch and stuff. Now, I've been getting more replays and stuff like that. So will there be a paid? No, there's not going to be no paid webinar. I'm not. No. So I laugh because actually on my other channel I have Pat's Hall. I like to talk about the stock market and stuff like that. But Alma G, hey, thanks for coming by. What you see is what you get. If someone else doesn't watch it, they don't have to. No. And look, I understand it. There is also an entertainment value of doing this, but you know, I don't want to be something I'm not. I like to have fun. I like to kid. I don't think I'm uptight. Yeah, maybe I'm a little boring in life because I don't do certain things that other people do. I'm not a person that, you know, is into drinking or doing drugs and stuff like that, that I feel that, oh, that has to make me fun. Will you be picking travels, be in an RV? No, they won't be. So I wish they would be, actually, Dill, because I'll tell you what, I would make it entertaining. I used to joke around years ago with a guy that used to come to my restaurant, that we would be, he was a black guy, and obviously I'm a white guy, and he was an older guy, old enough to be my father, and just a great guy. I would have loved to travel with him and do things and had fun, kind of the Odd Couple in an RV. And I don't know if you guys remember that movie with Robin Williams years ago, the movie RV. And that was funny. That was a funny movie. I like, I'm not uptight at all. I like laughing. Yeah, that's a shame, Dave, because I consider John a friend. I'm not going to ever speak ill will of someone ever on my channel. Everybody's free to do what they want. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. John, I think, to be honest, is just very misunderstood. I've done shows with him in the morning on Scott's channel, and we tease. He calls me happy. I call him grumpy. He is a Facebook friend. So I support him as a friend, and I don't like to kick anybody when they're down. That's not a friend. So if he feels that he needs to time himself out on YouTube, that's his call, obviously. And he'll be all right, because, you know, he's been a successful person and stuff like that. And I think he's just sometimes misunderstood. And again, I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon as far as it. And hey, look, I've been down in life and things have happened. I don't think if we're supposed to be good Christians and treat each other with respect, you never kick anybody when they're down and stuff like that. And I'm hoping that he has a little bit of change of heart and maybe can come back and answer some of the people that, look, you don't have to pay for his services and stuff like that. So, but I'm hoping Craig will come in. I don't see him here yet. I don't know if Adam would want to come in. If anybody really wants to come in and talk about a little bit of eBay sales and business, the only thing I have is I don't like, please don't come on my channel and talk foul language and stuff like that. If that's uptight, I just don't talk like that. I talk, look, I swear I could drop the F-bomb when I'm angry and stuff like that, but just casual conversation. I don't talk like that. I'm try to have a wholesome image and stuff like that. Look, I'm all for. I was watching Dave Chappelle actually last night on Netflix, and some of the jokes were obviously R-rated. And look, I didn't change the channel. I can laugh too, but I'm not Dave Chappelle. You know what I mean? So if anybody wants to, hey Pat, come on. You know what I'll do is I'll actually let me post it in the room here, and I'll do it that way. And then if anybody wants to come on with that understanding that they keep their language respectable, I'm fine with that. And maybe I'll get somebody on here that doesn't come on regularly and just wants to stop in. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Amaji. No, look, look. When you're trying to entertain somebody for 2 hours, you can be. I want people to, like me, get to know my story, and if they give me an hour a week, because even with the Late Show, not people don't always necessarily watch the whole thing. I think this week the average was 25 minutes, but I actually cannot even picture you angry. That's a great thing. No, I can get angry, but I don't let it eat me up. And I'm about if I'm angry with somebody, then I don't want them in my life, and I move on. Hey Wade, how are you? Thanks for stopping in, buddy. I did post a link in the chat if anybody wants to join. Just the chat. I want to show some of the things. I just want to do a casual show, talking a little bit about YouTube. Are we all working today? Yeah, I have about 9 shipments to send out, and I want to show some of the stuff that I sold on eBay. And that is just basically accountability that, sometimes people, oh, he doesn't sell on eBay. He doesn't, I wanted to show you, people that I do. So let me get into some of that, and I could pretty much tell you everything that I paid for. So let me show you here. Now we have 2 main accounts. Now, I don't know if you guys remember a video from a while back where I had 1,000 books that I had to pick up. This book, as you can see, I sold for $7.95. I paid nothing for it. Let me cycle back and show you. You got to be patient a little bit here. I can show you. Here's a waterproof mattress cover that I sold for. Now this stuff is a little boring, to be honest, stuff that you're selling. But again, it's to show you what things that you can buy and sell and make money. I could tell you exactly what I paid for it. And this is one of those type of videos. So if you're bored by, what people buy and sell, then I guess don't watch it. You know what I mean? But I do appreciate you. This is, again, to show you that I do sell things. Now, this mattress cover, you could see it was in the pack. I bought this at the Goodwill, I think for $2 or $3. I sold it for $12.95. Now, you could see this is underneath my son's Josh Big Red Deals. And then I have my store, Patdees, but we sell under these two. This sorry about that. Scrolling up. It's moving up on me here. This NHL 2011 All-Star Game, $12.95. I paid $3 for this. This was another shirt I sold. Again, if anybody, the link is in there. If anybody wants to, did you see what YouTube is supposed to be visible now on StreamYard? I'm interested in how it worked. But did you see that YouTube chat is supposed to be visible to guests now? Yeah, I'm not sure yet how that works, Adam. So keep in mind that when I'm showing some of this stuff that is selling, I am and bouncing back and forth between the eBay screen that I can't watch the chat at the same time. So this Carnival Cruise Line Carnival t-shirt. Now this, look at this. This was the back of the shirt, extra large, and this now this sold probably about, I don't know, a month ago, but this was $16.95. I paid 49 cents for this. This was one of those where they have it at our Goodwill on Sundays. They have, if the item doesn't sell, that color of the week, because usually that color of the week is half price, you get it for 49 cents on Sunday. And the one Goodwill store does it that you can actually get it on a Monday too. So I bought that for 49 cents and sold it for $16.95. So, you know, clothes do sell. Sometimes you got to be patient. Here's a St. John's Bay women's capri pants, pre-owned, sold them for $8. They were a pair of pants that I picked up for 49 cents. Sometimes, and I haven't been to the Goodwill lately because I've been buying storage units and stuff like that. Battlefield. This was a game I bought for $1 and I sold for $5. And shipping, we charged $5, and actually I think the shipping was $3.50. So realistically, we got closer to $6 for that item. We got 25 people. Oh, thank you, Pac-Man. You didn't have to do that. Sent a $5 super chat for. It says, keep doing what you're doing, bud. Thank you. If anyone doesn't know, Pac-Man is a mod in the room, and he actually came on his first live with me on when we did live from Nashville down Saturday. So thank you. I'm sorry I didn't see that right away, but that's greatly appreciated. I mean, that's how, to be honest, sometimes we make money is from the super chats. So I appreciate it. So, and I appreciate 25 people actually taking the time to show up. Even if you're listening in the background, it's greatly appreciated. So let's go back to showing you. Now, this Tootsie Roll candy sign, I sold for $10. Now, to be upfront and honest with you, what happened was when I had closed my restaurant, this was a sign that was in the area of the buffet and stuff. So I had taken those signs down, and I, sold it for $10. So instead of letting it get trashed or someone new would have came along and done something with it, I sold it for $10. Now here's something, and years ago, had I not watched other people on YouTube, I would not have bought. This is a Sears counter, a cordless electric knife. I sold this for, as you guys can see, $12.95. I paid $2 for that. So got a lot of people in here. I see Wade's in here. I'm hoping that Wade one day will actually come on my show because he's the guy that got me into Instagram. You can see here all these things are sold. Now here's something I want to show you. This is the buck knife that I sold. Now this is a brand new buck knife. These are pictures that I took when I first started getting back into eBay full time. I have a sporting goods store in my town, and I said to him, hey, look, I can move some stuff for you, increase your cash flow, and you could still make money, and I could make money. Now, I only made about 12 bucks on this knife, but I didn't put no money out for it. So that's the thing. Last December, I sold about $3,000 worth of stuff for this sporting goods store and made $400. So again, it didn't cost me nothing to do that. Here's a little truck. I picked this up for 50 cents at the Salvation Army and sold it for $8. It was new in the box. I think my average sale right now is $22 on eBay. That's my average. trying to pull. I mean, I have a lot of things on here. I'm trying to pull up. These things will start picking up and selling more. This is the Mego Al Bundy, Married with Children. Let me see. Is anybody? No, I still don't have. It's called Insta Pat. I'm open all this week, Pat. Oh, all right. Well, let me Wade, let me get in touch with you because we both have busy schedules. Maybe we could do. I'm not planning to do a Saturday show. Oh, yeah. No. Look, I'm respectful of the fact that people are busy and they can't always come out. But you guys can see what's happening is, guys, I'm not following the chat 100% because when I'm going to look to the eBay screen, I'm not on the StreamYard screen. So let me go back to the chat real quick and just kind of say hello to people. My Great Finds for You is in here. That's Glenn Swamp Picker. John Jones is in here. Craig is in here. Pac-Man, thank you again for the super chat. Jim and Tara is in here. Tara, thank you. Adam, thank you again. Dave, Thrift Daddy, stop worrying about your subs and views. No, we talk about it. Obviously, if you want to grow your channel, my channel's been steadily growing. I'll be honest, I like to get up to about 3,000 people by the end of the year, but I'm not worried about it. I mean, it is what it is. But thank you, and I appreciate that. Almajid, thank you. Reseller Dynamic Duo, DuPage Picker, Greg, I know him because he's always follows Kimmy, and Kimmy's always supportive of Patdees. Is the show going away? No, the show is not going away. I just want to kind of tweak it a little bit, make it that people. I sometimes think when you do have, unfortunately, this past week, the girls couldn't be on, and I try to find that balance of the ladies and the men on. So it's not going away. I just want to be conscientious that we're doing a good job in doing the show and not kind of being pressured into doing a show that is not me. So watch what you like. Hello, Mary Death Dells. Marie Perrette, how are you? Just Me Kathy, that's my neighbor down here in Pennsylvania. Carol, bargain shopping, how are you? I see her. Wade is here again. Thank you, Wade. I enjoy Wade. He's a good guy. We are all working today. Yes, I want to do something with Wade because Wade was, if you guys, when I first started with doing YouTube in January, I made a video of 10 people that inspired me to do YouTube, and Wade was on that list. And Wade, when Wade was a smaller channel and had a little bit more access, I reached out to him, and he told me right out, do Instagram. So I did. So I looked, it's kind of weird to admit that you look up to somebody that's younger than you, but hey, if they're smart and they have good advice, why not? So thank you, Stephen Strait. Thank you for coming in. I think that's everybody so far. I'm scrolling through. Thrifting, Flipping Jim, hello. Again, Cosmic Thrifter, hello, everybody. I'm sorry I'm late to the party. Thank you. Hey, Adam. My great find. Boy, Siggy Lamp. Oh, Siggy Lamp. Siggy Lamp is actually, I see that person is always in Donatella's auctions. And if anybody doesn't watch Donatella, she's a great person. I'm buying some mystery boxes from her. I really enjoy that aspect of meeting people. So Grime Finds, Justin. Hey, Justin, how you doing, buddy? It's nice to see you. I'm in here just basically showing some of my stuff that I sold. Rusted Raccoon. Uh-oh, here comes Craig. I appreciate Craig actually stopping. It makes it a little easier for me. Hey, Craig, how are you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? Sorry, I just had to finish up homework.
No, that's all right. My kid's out doing something with my other son, and it just makes it a lot easier to kind of help with the chat and conversate with them if I'm showing stuff that I'm selling. And there's a lot of people in here right now, which I'm actually kind of surprised. But thank you. Four-Eyed Hustlers in here.
Have you noticed that StreamYard now lets guests see the chat in StreamYard as well?
Oh, and I didn't know that. Can you see Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see the chat now. Sorry, I have to have YouTube up. It's cool.
Great. And I just got a $5 super chat from Chris the Goose. Goodwills were awesome today. They're still I got a video coming out this week actually with an unboxing. I bought 500 postcards from Chris the Goose. What I've been doing is, if you guys haven't noticed, I haven't put out much videos lately. I've been mostly live. That was a little bit of a strategy to try to get ahead of it. So starting tomorrow, I have a video already scheduled out every day. You're going to see me. And I didn't want to step on what the hell's toes because I didn't want to have footage out that we recorded before they dropped the video. So they dropped it last week. You're going to see I met up with What the Hells and the Jeebus family here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And we did a video. They are great people. They've been very trying to, give me advice on how to do YouTube and do different things. And they bought a unit, if you saw there, and donated all back to the family. So that was very nice. So next week, I'm going to have actually a guy to buy storage units, Jason Treason. He's going to be on. Jennifer Hayes, thank you for coming in. Rusted Raccoon was actually, he's saying hi to you, Craig. He was down at the flea market, and I never got to see him.
In Nashville?
Yeah. Rick, I really enjoy the Saturday night show. Drinking and cussing gets old after a few shows. Your show has intelligent resellers that you don't hear from every day. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. It's just getting that interaction. And I tell you, because our audience was cut in half, we did struggle a little bit this past Saturday, and it was a little, I was frustrated. And I think sometimes people like to bust my chops because, when I bring some people on the show, to me, those are the guests. And I really, look, I can do this anytime. If they say to me, hey, once a week, Pat, I want to hang out with you and talk, I want to allow them to talk. I don't want to over talk them too. So, they are, important. So good luck with the postcards. Yes, I broke it down into 2 videos. I just picked up another probably a couple hundred yesterday, which I'm going to get listed. I'm going to really this month really also start to focus on getting my store ready for the 4th quarter and getting my listings up to 2,000. I have 1,300 listings right now. Hey, Steve Alcorn, thank you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. I think, am I caught up with all the chat right now? Oh, Cosmic Thrifter, thank you. $5 super chat. I gave John a super chat when you visited Nevermore, so you deserve one too. Love your stuff. Yeah, nice. Thank you. That's greatly appreciated. Actually, John from Nevermore, it has been a good, when I found John a couple months ago, going through what I went through, I'm going to tell you the truth, the last 2.5 years, I kind of lost faith in people, and I lost my restaurant going through cancer, and not many people reached out to me, and here I was alone having to do things, and I found this community on YouTube, and overall it's been a good experience, but you do run into negative aspects of anything in life and stuff, and you just got to keep don't worry about the split launch set. Your show is good. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you definitely can't worry about what other people do. Only control what you can control, and you can control what you do.
No, I understand that. It's me reacting to some messages and stuff, and I don't want to be something I'm not. I'll be honest. I have a vision. I have a vision for the Saturday show, even going forward in the future. But it's people don't realize it takes certain production and certain help when you're doing this by yourself. I always tell Jeremy and George that they're blessed to have each other because they can have that interaction. Someone can hold the camera and stuff like that. So thanks for coming on today. So I want to show you more stuff that I sold because, again, I wanted to show people that I do sell stuff online. And obviously I'm not going to show you. Here's a tennis racket that I sold for $39.95. This Prince racket. Now it took me 3 months to sell it. Craig, if I miss anything because I'm showing this stuff, just interrupt me. Don't.
Yeah, I'll try and keep an eye on it. Go ahead.
Yeah, this racket I bought for $5.99 at the Salvation Army, and I sold it for $40.
That's something I overlook. I walk by them. I just don't know them well enough to know, and I know sporting goods typically in general.
Well, I'm not afraid. I'll tell you the truth. I'm not afraid to take out. That's one thing, I went with Scott and I saw him take out his phone and scan things. And sometimes people will like criticize, oh, you got to take, look, no one claims to know everything. But there's nothing wrong with taking out your phone to do your homework, to learn something. And so guess what? I don't play racquetball or tennis, but at the right price and something looks nice or in shape. Now, if you guys watched when I went to a video I did about 4 months ago, when I went to Best Buy, they had a clearance sale. I sold these 2 action figures for $35.95. I paid $11 for them. $11 for both. So I sold these for $36. So when people say, what do you sell? I sell a variety of stuff. Do I claim to be a $100,000 seller? No. Do I want to be a $100,000 seller? Of course. But it takes time and growing. Now, if you guys remember, I talked about getting those 1,000 books for free. This was one of those books that I sold for $3.95. I got it for free. If you could see, $327 covered the media shipping, and even I think it was light enough that it still fell under first class, that I didn't get burnt by it. So those books, just like those VHS tapes that people sometimes bust my chops about, those books are still going to make me money. Here's another hardcover book that I sold. It looks like 4 books. It's not. It's the front of the cover that features 4 stories. I sold that for $8. I got it for free. So I have already sold, out of those 1,000 books, probably only 60 books for roughly $250. Now here's where teaching my son, when I was in Nashville, he sends me a message. Hey, Dad, he bought something like 10 of these audio kids books, Wally and the Giant, Teddy Ruxpin. He bought them for basically $4 for like 12 books. He's already sold $50 worth of the books.
Wow.
So even he's learning to, my kids sometimes will even be at the Salvation Army and take a picture and text me and say, hey, Dad, do you think this is a good buy? Now, here's something I just sold this weekend. This was, it's a sculpture like studio, lighthouse. I sold it for $10, but I paid $1.99 for it.
Pat, you just got a super
now,
chat.
Did it take me?
You just got a super chat from Kathy.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay, let me read this. Hey, Kathy, just me, Kathy, $4.99 from just me, Kathy. Neighbor, love you. Always be around for you. Stay true to you. You got a great personality. Love you for you. Enjoy all your content. Thank you. Look, not all the content is great. I won't BS. I try to do the best job I can. Try to, when you're doing this, you got to tell a story and stuff like that. You got to admit sometimes when you go, things aren't going to always. Part of it is basically putting it together. Mother's Mustache, thank you for stopping in. I actually saw her on a live yesterday. They were talking about that, so it was nice to see her live. She's talked to me in the room and stuff like that. Krista Goose, when people ask me about using my phone, I tell them I'm looking to see if my customers need the item. Most of the time, they are so confused, they leave it at that. I look up things. What I was talking about, that people will comment on videos I've seen of other resellers and say, oh, why do you have to use your phone to look it up? So what? Look it up. There's nothing wrong with that. If you see the one video when I was recording in there, someone said, called the management, but the management knows me, and I don't. Just like I tell my kids, when I go to record, I don't record. I'm not looking to record people. Now, if they want to be part of the conversation and they don't mind, I do it. I'm recording the treasure hunt, the stuff that I'm looking for and stuff like that. So you're going to see me start to do more storage unit videos. I was at a storage unit Saturday with 6 units. I'm going, so every week now, once to twice a week, I go. And to be honest, I find that I can find a lot of good stuff there for pretty good price. When you can buy a whole unit for $300 and turn that into 3 or 4 times, that's great. Where was Ansley live? Ansley was live on Chick Picker yesterday. Yeah, I actually, Lexi, the life adventures, the day trips, I really enjoy those types of things because look, you know, you make money to do things in life, not just sit around the house. There has to be, life is short, and I want to show you that you can have fun. Now, what I'm doing is, and it won't matter because you can't see the pass. I'm logging into my Patdees account. Let me kind of show you a little bit. Hold on a second, guys. Greg, you entertain the crowd for a minute or two.
Entertain the crowd.
Yeah, entertain the crowd.
Let me go get the shot glass. That's what everybody wants, right?
No. You can get it, but I'm not going to get it.
I'm kidding.
And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but I just don't want people to say, well, Pat, you got to carry on or drink or cuss to have a show. That's not going to happen. I like, I mean, ask Jeremy and George. We like laughing and having fun, and you know, you could do a lot of things. You guys can see my screen there. I got to get on the ball with more listings, but I want to sold. You know, and this is just to be, again. Look, I'm not a big. I sell on average about $1,000 worth of stuff a month, and I'm happy. Here's something. When I was with Scott in the Bearded Picker, and that page went missing. Hold on, guys. When I was with Scott, the Bearded Picker, and we met Taco Stacks at that flea market, I bought a Olympus recorder for. They wanted $5. I offered $4 and got it, and I sold it 2 weeks later for $23. Yeah, I know. I gotta watch that. Sorry about that.
That's right. Just didn't want any trouble.
Nah. Well, and see, now that page ain't popping up. It's usually what happens is if I try to sold the what sells, but you can kind of see the screen here. I'm having a problem pulling up each individual item out, but you could see here, you know, there's a shirt, there's baseball card, belts, boots. This Minolta electric flash. Let me see. How can you see? Yeah, I mean, it's not real big that you could see. This flashed when I was coming home from Ohio. I stopped at a Goodwill and I bought it for $2.99. I sold it for $14.72. This slide making kit I bought for $1, sold for $8.95. The Heroes with 1,000 Faces I sold for $10. Now that was one of those books that I got for free. The Holy Bible. Bibles do sell. If you could pick up a Bible for $1 or $2, I sold that for $14. Blue jeans for $15 that I picked up. I picked those up. Those were with a tag. So those I picked up for $5.99 at either the Goodwill or the Salvation Army. And I sold that for $15. Yeah.
We got a question out here. Ziggy Lamp says, any value in Desert Storm cards? There's two different flavors of Desert Storm cards. There was and Pat, if you remember any better, please correct me.
Yeah, I have some.
There was a subset of the Topps baseball that had a Desert Storm logo on it. That was like in gold or embossed or something, if I remember right, in the 80s. And those were kind of like chase cards, if I remember right. It was like a set that was a mirror of the regular set, kind of like the Tiffany.
Anything, even with cards, if you're not going to collect them yourself, don't open them. Cards are always worth more if they're sealed in the wax packs. Don't open them. Or unless you're selling them by the set. He's talking about the Desert Storm cards. Now, Topps did make a set just for soldiers that were basically, they look like the same year of the baseball cards, but they were special cards. So I'm not sure if he's talking about cards that would show like George Bush or the tank, or if
I think that was the two things I was talking about. There was one that was just like the actual Desert.
Yeah, and they only made 5,000 of the special baseball card sets.
Right. Those are a lot more valuable than the regular.
Yeah. If the set, let's say, is worth 20, the Desert Storm baseball cards are worth 5 times more.
Yeah, but I think if you're talking about just the generic, like you're talking about with the tank or the general or whatever, I think those were worthless. I think. Well,
to be honest, if they're not open, maybe you're going to get $5 to $10 a box.
Maybe. Yeah. Right.
You know, so in 20 years they haven't grown in value at all. That's why I said don't open them, because people, you know, and the people that though are going to buy those are going to be people that you know, maybe that are in the service or something like that. You're not getting anything on baseball cards, and me and Craig have talked about this before. Basically anything pre-80s is what you got to look for if you want to, unless it's stuff now that's coming out that are people are like they're 1 of 5, something like that. You know, I'll be honest, I see prices go $1,500 for a baseball card. Sometimes I'm like, wow, it's a piece of cardboard. But there's people that are into that stuff. The baseball 1901 cards that had the logo on the top right are worth money. Exactly.
Yeah, and then if I remember right, the Desert Storm was in gold embossed.
Yeah,
if I remember right.
Hey, Deep Fried Deals, Dave, thank you. $2 super chat. Happy Labor Day to you and the usual suspects here. Yeah, I'm really, really surprised that there's this many people here, but I'm greatly appreciative. This was I don't do too many spontaneous lives, and if I'm missing any super chats or any other conversations, I apologize. I want to show you a couple more things. This Honus, let me see if I can pull this up. Some of them aren't pulling up. I don't know why. Oh, there it goes. That one came up, and this is under, if you guys could see, this is underneath my account. I have 100% positive feedback. I'm almost at 2,400, and I'll be honest, I have over, that should be close to 4,000, but not everybody leads. I picked this up at an auction. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I may have $5 into this. I sold it for $50. One of the things, go ahead.
Yeah, Tommy B in the chat says numbered auto and game use from 2000 plus, and good players are worth small. Yeah, and those were all the chase cards, and those typically came out in the late 90s and 2000s.
Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. Because you could see the chat as I'm showing some of these things. Again, I'm showing some of these things because, you know, again, people sometimes always assume that, well, they just do YouTube. He doesn't even really resell. I do. Here's something that I never thought of until I saw it and I looked it up. But these lot of 12 brass electric wall light switch plates and receptacle, $26. You know how much I paid for those? $5. And they were in.
Is there a value in scrap brass? I don't know scrap enough to know.
Not as high as if you sold the stuff.
Right. I just didn't know. I've had some brass stuff. I just didn't know if it was
right
value for scrap or not.
See this set of 10 Gunner Peterson Core Secrets workout? One was open, this one in the front, but you could see the plastic on all the other ones there, right? I picked these up for $1 a piece at the Goodwill, and I sold them for $39.72. And it took me 3 weeks, but $10 into basically 40. If you see, a lot of times I end my stuff with 72 because Patdees 72, and I don't know if it works or not. It's a little strategy. I try to end some things with different numbers to see if 72 stands out versus 99. I think a lot of times when everything's 99, but if something's a little bit of a different number, I don't know. Now here's something I posted on my Instagram 2 weeks ago. Remember what I said about that VCR I picked up for $10? There it is with the book, the remote. I threw in 2 of the movies that I got. I paid $10 for this VCR DVD combo. I bought it off of Facebook Marketplace, and I threw in the 2 videos, which don't have a whole lot of money into them for that, and I sold that in 5 days for $40. So what I did is I turned where I maybe would have only got 32, 34, maybe I said, you know what? Now I'm going to get $2.50, $3 for and I got $5 or $6 extra out of that. So
nice.
All right. So I just wanted to show you guys some of that I do reselling. Let me throw up a banner here. If anyone's got questions in the chat, I appreciate it. Craig, I really appreciate you taking the time.
No problem.
To come on and help me out with this.
Had a couple of comments in the chat about talking about scrap. Ziggy Lamp's talking about when do you take your item for silver scrap or try to sell on eBay? I don't go out looking for silver. I know there are people that are big into that, like Todd, Silver Hair Stacker. He's big into precious metals and silver and all that. I have sold 1 or 2 silver items that were sold like a baby's sippy cup that was a Tiffany, and it was sterling silver, and I sold it for the value of the item, not the value of the scrap. So I don't pick up enough of it to really talk about one versus the other. So.
Hey, there's Nathan Red Neckerson's resales. Happy Labor Day. I got the pleasure to meet Nathan in person down in Nashville. That was great. Just Me Kathy said the same thing for her. Anything less than 99 works for me on eBay too. I don't know if it works or not, but
Tony was talking about when we were talking about brass, and I wasn't sure what the spot value or the scrap value was. He's saying that brass goes up and down $1.50 to $3 a pound. So
yeah,
if you pick it up, it may be worth sitting aside. You see those? I see like the brass bookends and the they're always in the bric-a-brac area, the thrift stores. I just know if people were buying them for the scrap value or the not the clay, the usability, I guess.
Thanks everybody for the super chats that gave them. I greatly appreciate it. Did I miss Florida? No. Alan came in. You do have thank you. Am I missing any other questions here?
I haven't seen anything. Yeah, that cup that I was talking about, it was Tiffany. It was one that my mother gave me that she just had in storage and wasn't gonna do anything with, and said, "Here, sell it." I think I got about $70 for it, and it was really light. Sold it about 8 months ago.
The brass, I had a neighbor that wanted me to list it a couple years ago, some brass candlesticks and like Rusted Raccoon is saying. And I was like, the shipping. So what I did is I had a yard sale when I had the restaurant, and Labor Day weekend and July 4th weekend, must have had 100 of them out there and listed them where people would come by, and I'll tell you, I did like $300 worth of brass stuff selling it. Wow. Hey, D, what's happening here? How are you doing? If anybody else wants to come in, let me real quick. We're going to probably be on for about another 20 minutes, I would say. Not, we're not doing a 2-hour thing here. Again, this is spontaneous, but there is the link. If anybody wants to stop in and just kind of talk a couple minutes, the only thing I ask is please appreciate. There's no foul language when you come on my channel. That's not tolerated here. So, but you guys can come on and tell me Labor Day if you got anything you want to. Craig, what are you doing this week? It's got to. I know
anything this weekend. We went to my sister-in-law. She lives about an hour away. They got a pool, above ground pool. Went over there and messed around in the pool and ate barbecue, and they made homemade ice cream.
Yeah, we got rain here today. We were gonna maybe go to a parade, and my wife took off from her job, D's very nice. She doesn't cuss all the time, Rick. I actually hang out sometimes with D. I haven't in a while because a lot of times when I leave the house usually between 10:30 and 5:30. So I'm not home. So if I'm on the road and stuff like that. So, Rusty Raccoon asked earlier, what did I pick up at the Nashville flea market? I have a video coming out that some of that. I have a video coming out basically every day, and I'm trying to stay ahead of it. That will be coming out. So unfortunately, some of the video footage I got from John's Nevermore Antiques, I lost the audio and stuff like that. But I had a great estate auction. Wait till you see some of the stuff I got there. So that was everybody was very nice down in the South, I will say. If anyone doesn't know, I went to Nashville last week for the reseller meetup. I went through 8 states, drove 1,800 miles, and drove basically 15 hours, 2 days. So, hey, Tommy Bernard, thanks for stopping in. Have seen you in a few days. Yes, she cussed me out on the noon show. You must have done something. You got to stop posting those crazy links. Good. Can't wait to see it. I might be able to pick me out. Like, where's Waldo? Lime green. Yeah, I don't know. I actually made an offer when I was down there. There was a guy selling. Harlan had bought a Monopoly game. I made an offer. A guy had a big box of postcards. I was willing to give him $50 for it, but he wanted $350. I was like, no, I could buy a whole storage unit for that. I'm not gonna, spend $50. So, what's going on with your channel this week, Greg?
Not a whole lot. We're still doing our morning show. We do everything that goes between mine and Anthony, and we didn't do one this morning. It was supposed to be on my channel this morning. I've gotten burnt out on doing daily content. It's tough. I don't see how people do it. It is.
I said that,
and I'm not even talking lives. Lives are easy. You get in front of the camera and you talk.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's what it takes to do well on YouTube, is doing regular content, and I praise those that do daily content. It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't feel right going out there and doing the same daily content every day.
Right.
And I think that's what a lot of people are doing, and I struggle with that.
I mean, here what I did is I sat down on here. I have a list here. You see that? On August 18th, I sat down before I left for Nashville, and I made a list of ideas, what we could do for content, what we could do for lives, book guests, and things that we want to do for the future to try to stay. Also, you got to, because you gotta have a plan in place. Otherwise, you're looking at like, okay, well, what do I do next?
Right.
Especially if you want to be serious about YouTube and keep growing it, you gotta have a plan. I mean, I got flea market videos here, storage unit videos. As you know, I've done garbage day scrap videos. I bought some postcards from Chris the Goose, and that will be coming out. I do my ecom show. Obviously, I do the Late Late Show. Now, this Saturday, I'm not going to, if I could do something maybe different this week, but I'm not going to do my usual Late Late Show Saturday. I'm trying to make it to New York to maybe do a 9/11 special.
That's cool.
I've been to the Freedom Tower already, but the problem will be the logistics and the weather. I'm going to do another baseball card video. I get a lot from that. I've done Nashville videos, the Goodwill Salvation Army. So I'm trying to stay ahead of it. I have something every day coming out now for the next week.
That's good. That's a challenge.
Yeah.
I think as a creator, when I first started, I've been around the YouTube community, the reselling community, for almost 3 or 4 years now. I've only had a channel for a year, started about this time last year, maybe a little bit later in the year. And when you first start, you think I've got to do something that somebody else hasn't done, Well,
Craig, it's all been done.
Oh, I know. I'm not saying I do that now, but it's even now, just, there's just so many people doing it. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just, it's become so much more competitive, I mean, it's just like eBay. You talk about eBay and you say, well, what do you do? How do you sell more items? Well, 10 years ago, that was a totally different philosophy than it is now. A year ago, that was a different philosophy of what you did, methodology, Things have changed. Times have changed. YouTube's the same way.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I don't want to be tied to that's how I make a living. I mean, I do property management, and as you guys know who follow me, I even do, like the other day, I took an Instacart, 2 orders the other day. I was in the area, and for roughly 2 hours worth of work, I made $50 delivering groceries to other people. So, that was fine. And then I do eBay and Amazon. Amazon has a lot of potential, but people don't realize the capital it takes. I'm just sending out. I went there at 3 o'clock or 2:30. That's what time they usually close at 3 o'clock. The UPS store on Saturday, and they closed at 2. Deep Fried Deals wants me to do more haul videos. Yeah, that's on my other channel. That's stock market, health related. Those are a lot more work than you think, and you can't just off the cuff be talking about that stuff. You basically have to put something together, because if you want to train people how to invest and do those type of things, there's a lot of work to that. And I don't just want to pump out videos on that just to have videos. I really want people to, I try to be conscientious. I mean, I've only done maybe 2 or 3 videos a month on that channel. But every one that I've done, I know what I'm talking about on that channel. So that's why I try to be conscientious of not just pumping out videos on that. I just don't want to put out videos just to put out videos. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that's a disservice, to be honest, to people that take the time to watch it and stuff like that. So, you know.
Yeah, and that's where I struggled. I mean, it's just getting to the point where you're seeing people putting out the same thing. Oh, I'm pulling orders. I'm pulling orders. I mean, it's cool to see, you know, stuff going out, but I struggle with that content. But that's just me, you know. Everybody's got different stuff they like to watch.
Right.
You know.
And I don't want to be just stuck, to be honest, because the life adventures and the I want to be you know, Steve Alcorn said it to me. He goes, throw a link to the other channel. All right, hold on. Steve Alcorn said to me, he goes, you know, Pat, you're doing something that other people aren't doing. You're traveling. And how many pickers or flippers or eBay, Amazon resellers are actually going out, meeting people like I'm doing? That's unique, but that takes time. People don't realize, not everybody, because people have families. You know, my kids now are growing up. My youngest son is going to be 19 in December, and my oldest is 30. That you know, I can do that, but it takes a lot of sacrifice. I mean,
yeah.
You know, in all honesty, to go and do that trip to Nashville just in hotel and transportation cost was probably about $400. So here, I'll put that link for my other Pat's Haul. That's a serious channel.
Yeah, Deep Fried Deals. That's Dave, isn't that right in there, his name?
Yeah.
If I get anybody's name wrong, I apologize. He said, "If you ever consider combining the channels, my opinion on combining channels, you got. I don't want to say you got to put your blinders on from a content creator, but you need to stay within a certain lane, a certain interstate. You know, like you're talking about these other topics on your other channel, those don't mix real well with your current content on this channel.
Right.
And you know, you do other things. You talk Amazon, you talk eBay, you talk things that are within that same interstate of reselling. You know.
Right, and it actually hurts your. What happens is, if you do it that way, let's say you only have 50 views on a stock subject or a financial, and let's say I have 250 views on my average, you know, Patdees channel. It averages that down, and then what happens is the algorithm of YouTube pulls down the whole channel. So you know, you don't want to do that.
Yeah. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes with YouTube that people don't even think about.
Right.
And stuff like that. There's so much. It's incredible that what YouTube does to suggest videos to people, to put the right videos in front of people. YouTube is just like eBay. It's no longer just a do it and forget it. You know, it's very much a business. Very much you got to really think about what you're doing to be successful. And I'm far from being successful. I mean, I'm 15 away from $2,000. So.
Right, and but you've been growing. I saw last week one day you got like 50 new subs. So that was.
I mean, I don't claim to be a pro at any of this, but you know.
Right, you know, people don't realize, like Mr. Beast. A lot of people watch it. The guy probably has 20 employees behind the scenes, and when like the other day, John was commenting about how he gave 8 cars away. Well, when you got 20 million views and you're getting, in a sense, $10 million a year to do YouTube, that's part of, in a sense, your budget to create that video that you can give away 50,000 or of something, because it's generating $200,000. You know what I'm saying?
And these people that are at that level, they're full-time YouTubers. They're out there. Everything they do, they're looking for an opportunity to make a video.
Right.
And they're looking for a spin. They can afford to spend $200 on something for a video, knowing they're going to make $600, $700, $800 on a video.
Right.
And I think there's people that are approaching that level in the reselling community. You know, is it right or wrong? That's not for me to say.
Yeah, and to stand out from everybody, you have to be unique and do some things that are gonna set you apart from others. You know, and that's why, like, I showed the demo. Some people say, "Oh my God, why is Pat showing Demolition Derby?" Well, again, that's part of the Day Chip Life Adventures. Now, those type of videos, when people are in my area, like you could see, I would have been at more doing things at that fair, but because it was the same time Nashville was, I did that earlier in the week and then went to the Nashville. But I could see myself, because there are a lot of people, you know how many comments I got on those videos that people said that we used to go, to Demolition Derby, but we can't get there no more. Thanks for posting. People will Google, now the West End Fair or Demolition Derby, and I'll get repeated people that are interested in that. And when they watch a live, they watch it, for a week you have about an audience, but the Demolition Derby will have an audience forever.
Had a couple people jump in. Nate, every day I'm hustling. What's up, man? Laughing Picker, Eric. How's it going? CCC. If everybody's having a great Labor Day. I've been lazy. I laid on the couch and I've watched YouTube all day.
No, I did. I still have more. I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
You better slow down. You're going to hit that upper bound of how high you can count. You better slow down.
There you go. I can count. I have 6 more orders here to get ready. That's a reminder, too. Here, what month we're in? September. If anybody has an eBay store, make sure, and you guys are using your credit to get your part of your $50 worth of free shipping supplies. If you have, I just got these in the other day, eBay. And these worked out nice because I'm sending 2 knives, and I think I paid $53. So a whole box of these cost me $3. That includes.
One complaint I have about ordering the eBay supplies from the whatever the name of the store is using your coupon.
Yeah.
Is it never ends up at exactly $50.
Oh no.
And I'm sure they do that on purpose.
Craig, the first time I used 35 thinking I would have a $15 credit, and guess what? I didn't. You either use the whole 50 or you're done.
Yeah.
The tour ride in New York was fun. Yeah, it was actually. That was the first time I actually took a bus to do that. But what I'm learning, and I'm going to tell you something, the truth. I've had people say to me, Pat, I like those things that you're doing, but because of the internet connection, sometimes the picture quality isn't the best. So they said, why don't you just tape it as you're live and then just upload it? Because what happens is the camera, I got cameras, I got good phones. I spent $750 for this. It's not the quality of the camera or the phone. It's the banging off the bad internet where you're at and where you're traveling. So basically what I should be doing is recording it. And then when I get home, I can upload it as, what happens is you get caught in the moment at a place that you're at and you're trying to, hey, let's go live.
Right.
But that bus tour was 2 hours long. So that was kind of long. So, but,
yeah.
All right. Well, hey, we're a little bit at over an hour. I just want to show you some things that I haven't done a bought or sold video. But I could tell you basically everything what I paid for. I appreciate there's still 37 people in the room. I don't think I'm going to do a Saturday show this Saturday night, but the late show is not going away. I just want to tweak it a little bit. And sometimes maybe you do need a break for once in a while to kind of, and I do like the idea of having fresh guests come on. So anybody in the chat, if you want to comment, say, hey, Pat, I want to come on the show. I can only hang for 20 minutes. That'd be great. Wade, I'm not sure if he's still in the room. I'm hoping to get him on our channel. When I do our Thursday night lives with Kimberly, Borderline Hoarderish, we schedule those things out. Like this week, it's Shane, Rise and Grind. It'll be on Kimmy's. The next 2 weeks, I host both. It's Jason Dreesen and Locker Nuts is going to be on. And then it goes back to Kim, and then we'll rotate. And then I have Chaz coming on from, I think it's Side Hustle or
Side Hustle Network now, isn't it?
Side Hustle Network, yeah. I met him here in Pennsylvania about 6-7 weeks ago and been talking to him and his wife for a while. And Rockstar Flipper was on last week. So we've had some, I'll be honest, some big channels come on and support my channel. And I greatly appreciate it. I do appreciate everyone that has stopped in. Again, thanks for everybody that gave the super chats tonight. That's greatly appreciated. If you guys could give me the thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And Craig, are you live at all this week?
Outside of our daily, morning shows, that's it. that's about the only thing I do, unless I just spin up a hangout every now and then. I really haven't done that much.
Yeah.
So.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys on Thursday on Kimberly's channel, Borderline Hoarders. Bye-bye.